Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. Today is the 28th of June 2026. We're fast approaching July, so I thought we'd just do short video for July and August for every ascendant and also moon sign, because it's good to read your chart from the moon sign just to see how the transit feel. So I'm going to just go through the transits so we can actually have a look at them. Let's just have a look at the chart for this period. Excuse me. Okay, as you can see, obviously Saturn has been in Pisces for a while and will carry on being there for a period of time still. But it will actually go retrograde on the 27th of July. And we'll also have got Jupiter, which is again going to be in Cancer for a while. So Saturn has, for all of us, has an impact on Taurus, has an impact on Virgo, and also on Sagittarius. So, as well as obviously, rules Capricorn and Aquarius too. So, very important planet. We put effort into where the third aspect is. The seventh aspect is highly respectful, and where we have all our honor and commitment, loyalties. And 10th from it is obviously how it's projected onto the world. Excuse me, I'm just going to cough. Excuse me. Then we have Jupiter. Jupiter rules obviously Sagittarius and Pisces, and it's going to be aspect in Pisces, aspect in Saturn, which is great because excuse me, Pisces is a sign of spirituality and letting go of just mundane things that are not true, really. They're just like we are in a material world. It's letting go of all those kind of things and seeing the bigger picture. So by both these two planets having an impact on Pisces, it's very important. I'm sure on the hashtags you've seen the Great Awakening, that people are waking up, people are just seeing that things are not as they seem, all that kind of stuff. So Pisces, by the nature of Jupiter aspect in it, is being protected. So that's a very, very good sign. It also rules, as I said, Sag and Pisces, but it's having three aspects, just like Saturn. So it's aspect in Scorpio, Capricorn, and Pisces, as we mentioned. So having a massive impact on those, and also Cancer. And actually, if you look at the beginning of the month, it's on the degree that is the most kind of, well, that's the degree, 5 degrees when it's exalted. But it's an exaltation sign. So, Jupiter is pretty strong. And then we have the nodes. So nodes are going to be for a while still in Aquarius for Rahu, which is co-rules it with Saturn. So that's great. Rahu rules technology, new things, and all kind of, I would say, kind of rules people who are not kind of different species, who are not particularly human, high dimensional, other dimensions, outer dimensions, those sort of people too, which disclosure about that's coming out. It's also rules AI. So new, particularly in Shatabisha, it's all to do with here 1,000 or 100 healers, as they say. So it's like by the time it comes out of there and goes into Capricorn, that there's going to be new modalities coming out for health and healing. So things are going to really move forward after that, this transit. For K2 is obviously in Leo. Leo is a sign of celebrities, famous people, royalty, big leaders, things like that. And by the nature of that being there in Leo, we know that it's actually as we have seen, many of the Hollywood greats have passed away. You can just have a look. Just has been so many people. I mean, a lot of them have been very, very old anyway. But just so there's loads of people passing away, lots of changes going on, and also what it does is Sun will be there with it on the 18th. So I think there's going to be maybe in August 18th August. So I think there could be like a major passing away of a royalty or a very sort of significant figure in the world of politics or influence, basically. So that's happening with the nodes. So actually, Rahu is also aspecting Gemini from where it is, and it's also aspecting Libra. And K2 is aspecting the Aries and also Sagittarius. So this has been going on for a while anyway, and I have actually done a video about Sagittarius. You know, it's such an important sign for the remainder of this year. And you'll also see that Mercury will retrograde back to Gemini, and where the Sun is at the moment, and it's again going to have an impact on Sagittarius. So lots going on there. But all the personal planets, one by one, they're coming through, and we'll see them going on to Virgo by the time we finish August. So just wanted to say that Venus is not in a good condition. Venus being obviously the most important feminine planet for everyone. It's in Cancer, which is unfriendly towards, doesn't like being with Jupiter for one thing, doesn't like the moon, so they don't. Venus doesn't like Cancer, but moon likes Venus's sign. It's kind of odd, but anyway. But then it goes into Leo, which are enemies. Sun is enemy to Venus and Venus to the Sun. And then it goes into its debilitation sign, even though it's only really debilitated at 28 degrees. But nonetheless, it's a sign that is like really is a critical, it's digests and dissects everything. And, there's like a post-mortem goes on in that sign. So it's not really in keeping with what Venus is all about. So anyway, this is like an overview of that's going on. For me, the things that really stand out is that obviously Mercury goes retrograde and Saturn goes retrograde. And also the other thing that's interesting to know as well, for me, I think one of the signs that's quite troubling to Mars is Gemini. Mars in Gemini is quite a difficult one, so I would imagine we're going to have like some crazy times because of that happening during this period, and in 3rd of August. So it's just very, very interesting time to watch it. Not only does it go into Gemini, but also we have 2 eclipses happening, but which are, the first one is more really the solar eclipse happening on 12th of August. It's really more to do with, you can see more on the zodiac, tropical zodiac. But definitely we have the 28th of August as well, where we have the partial lunar eclipse occurring in Aquarius. So it's like really interesting time going on there. So these for me really stand out. But anyway, let's just walk through and just see what we can see from this this period for the ascendant. So, hello, this video is for Libra Ascendant or Libra Moon for July and August of 2026. I hope you're all doing well. Let's have a look at the chart for this. Right, I'm going to go straight to the main dates. Okay, so basically I would say, generally speaking, Venus, your planet that rules your 1st and 8th house, it's not terribly strong during this 2 months, so you really need to take it easy. Just be kind to yourself, just take as much time as you need to rest up, and don't be like too busy. But so anyway, let's just start. So basically, I'm going to go straight to 5th of July. Excuse me. So, right, here we are. So we start the month with this configuration going on for you. And so we have Venus goes on the 5th, goes into what would be Leo. So Leo, Venus was not friendly with the Moon, so it wasn't really having a great time there. Was not friendly with Jupiter either, and now is in Leo, which is unfriendly sign. But luckily, it's getting some help from K2. K2 and Venus are great friends. It's a really good time actually to connect with old groups and friends and networks that you have had, like, and you've not been in contact with them for such a long time. So it's a really good time to do that. It is also K2 rules your second house and it's in the 11th house. So it's actually quite good for money in that sense. And it could be sudden money as well, because obviously Venus rules first and 8th house for you. So yeah, there could be some gains there, some nice friendships rekindled and having some good times together. So enjoy it in that sense. And also because this is quite a creative sign, you'll have nice time with your friends, especially friends, female friends of that kind, so that would be great. And then we have the next big date will be on the 7th, where Mercury retrogrades back into own sign, which is Gemini. So it's your 9th house, it also rules your 12th house, so it's gone into own sign there with the Sun, which rules your 11th house. That actually creates a nice Dana yoga of gains and wishes and desires too. And then we go straight to the 14th. And on the 14th, let's just go a few hours before. Yeah, so you do have a new moon in your 9th house of luck, opportunities, happiness, your dad, your education, higher education, your belief systems, all that kind of thing. If you're writing a book, publishing a book. So this is all the things that you're really focusing on, things about 9th house, also things to do with your 10th and 11th house as well. So it's very much like putting seeds down for those things to create whatever it is that you want to go ahead and create for yourself. And then on the 17th, the Sun goes into Cancer with two friendly planets in a friendly sign, both feeling pretty good in there. So you have 10th house ruler in there with the 6th house. So it's really obviously quite good for work. Sun is the planet that gets directional strength in the 10th house, so it's nice and strong there, and getting lots of help from Jupiter. Jupiter is obviously rules what would be your 3rd and 6th house, so things to do with creativity at work, just doing projects, working hard. 6th house ruler in the 10th house, you're working hard, really hard, and producing some great work, and now the Sun is allowing you to shine and being noticed at work. And then we have on the 24th, Mercury goes direct. So here we go. So here we are, Mercury going direct. That really helps because it's a very important planet for you in your 9th house. So it's very good for learning and travel long distances as well, actually. So, and then we have on the 27th, Saturn goes retrograde. Oh, sorry, I'll go back. I meant to go 27th. Here we are. So Saturn retrograde in your 6th house. It's not such a bad thing, really. So if you're a teacher or anything like that, and teaching children, so it's a passive time. It's actually school holidays, so you could probably enjoy and just do the planning for the following year. That could be good also. So also if you're, if you have family members who are feeling poorly, you really have the time to put aside and look after them and just be of service to them as well. And then the 30th of July, we have a full moon happening in your 4th house. This is nice because obviously it's a very important axis, 4th and 10th house. And also moon has got directional strength there. So bringing together, all those sort of things that whether it's repairing your car, house repairs or upgrading, updating or redecorating. If your car needs a service, maybe your mum needs or your family needs you. So really kind of gives you that focus to be of service to them. Moon has got directional strength there, which is wonderful, and so has the sun. So you're able to achieve quite well. So, and then we go to August now. So let's go on the second day of August. Okay, so this is when basically what happens is Venus goes into Virgo. This is a friendly sign, obviously, and the Mercury rules, and it's nice and strong, and it's not really debilitated until it gets to 28 degrees. However, could be that, you know, we just got to be gentle with the feminine energy of people and females in our life generally, and just be good to ourselves. Having said that, for you guys, it's in the 12th house, so it does feel as though you're actually, you know, feels quite exalted, Venus in 12th house, so that's not all bad. It could also be that you are kind of like ending things that have been hanging around, decluttering, and just letting go of things that just need to just be put to rest and dealt with. So it gives you the energy to do that. And then we have the next state will be the 3rd, where Mars goes into Gemini. Not a great sign for Mars, and it's split an old enemy. And I feel as though this is one of the weakest placements for Mars. So obviously we want to be just careful with our wording, with how we send messages, you know, read them before you send them. Are they coming across a little bit too strong and willful? That's just the nature of Mars, really. Just making sure that, you know, just being of service to your dad, you know, like education is important during this standpoint energy, all that kind of thing. But it's also, it could be your 7th house ruler going into the 9th house. Could be that you and your significant other or your fiance want to actually start thinking about, you know, making a home together or traveling together as well, because this 9th house is travel, and Mercury rules your 12th house as well. So do like a family pilgrimage, or going away with family or your spouse. So it could be just some sort of travel also in thing. You could also be that if you were doing some kind of educational thing, you're actually doing it pleasantly too, because Mars gets you to just like finalize that with vigor, really, and will. So, and then we have on the 6th, Mercury goes into Cancer. Not a great sign for Mercury, but it has Sun there helping it. Yeah, Mercury is not comfortable there, but it's not there for a very long time, and it can make you overthink things. Now, there's something that it doesn't really show on my program. So basically, on the 12th, there is like a, here we go, there is a solar eclipse occurring in Astrology. I use mean nodes, so it doesn't show, but it's, I feel as though you can see it better on tropical charts. And so this is all about, for you guys, it's your 10th house of career, which is really in focus, you know. So education and learning and jobs. So 9th house, 12th house, 10th house, 11th house ruler, and 3rd and 6th house ruler. It's all coming together. So yeah, so that's where the focus is, where, you know, you gain clarity. So once everything comes away, things become more clear. You can see things for what they really are. And then we have the 18th, Sun goes into Leo. Now, Sun will be with K2. K2 is obviously cutting things, so it takes the ego away from the Sun, but it does make you kind of like much more spiritual, much more like seeing the, you know, like focusing on things, awareness and awakening, and things that are spiritual in nature, and wanting to hang out with people of that nature too. It's very good for money though, 2nd and 11th house ruler together. And then we have the next state, which is 23rd. Mercury then goes into Leo, which is really nice. Mercury is much more comfortable in Leo, in a friendly sign, and friendly with both K2 and Sun. That's quite nice. Everything happening in your 9th house ruler in the 11th house with the 2nd, so it's quite good for money. and opportunities. And then we have the last thing that's happening is on the 28th of August, where we have a partial lunar eclipse. And this is happening in your 5th house of children, academia, and also like speculations. So Rahu rules that house. Moon is actually 10th house ruler in there. They're really great because they create a lovely yoga there, Raja Yoga. And K2, which obviously is 2nd house, Mercury rules 9th house, and Sun rules 11th house. So it's to do with money, gains, desires, groups, everything like that, all the heart's desires. And things will actually unveil about those sort of things too. So for you guys, you just got to look after your own energy, really, because Venus is not that strong. So, but anyway, best of luck, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.